Well, hello everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Life Redesigned. I'm Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And today, Carrie, is travel day, but
Yay.
more importantly, today's Mother's Day.
Oh, don't do that.
And normally
no.
I really suck at this, and I just wanted to say thank you for being a tremendous mother to our 3 children. I wanted to get this out there because I heard the phone ringing, and I know somewhere I wasn't going to be the first one today. Too many years I spent being your husband and not realizing that I should have recognized you for that. So happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
I do that because what I said is true, and I wanted to document it because she's an amazing mother. So we are here in Fiesta Key, and we are leaving after trying to figure out how to hook up because the sites here are incredibly tight. But we did everything the proper way this time, Carrie, and we have all our tools, we have everything going, and as you can see, that's what I'm dealing with here.
None of this spigot stuff is ours, right?
Nope, none of that's ours. We're just ready to roll. So we're going to have to do some tight maneuvering because you can see here the retail or rental units here don't give you a lot of room. So I'm definitely not making a left coming out of here, but we end up making a right. But we've got all the steps are up, all the parts are down, the cameras are packed away, and we're ready to hit the road. And guess what? We're leaving South Florida.
Yay.
We're heading north. We've got about a few more weeks of Florida, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Which is going to bring me to some of the points I'm going to make in this video, which is overextending your welcome here. When we first started this journey, we just started booking everything we could once we got our 1,000 trails set up, and we started booking for like 2 weeks and 3 weeks, 2 weeks and 3 weeks. And I think we've overstayed our planned time here in Florida. We probably should have been out of Florida probably about a month and a half ago. But that's something that, you know, once you're planning the routes, is really an easy mistake to make. A month on paper in the Florida Keys sounds great until you realize that it's almost June and it's 150% humidity. Certain things to keep in mind there. So we're going to pop in and out because, again, this is travel day. Our next stop is Palmetto, Florida.
Yeah.
And we're actually excited about this because there's a lot of new stuff going on at this Encore here. And yeah, we pulled up, they were fighting, and it was quite a sight to behold here. Now, we left Fiesta Key, and I'm actually, something we normally don't talk about is when we have a bad experience. And I gotta say, Fiesta Key started out great. Now, if you haven't caught our video about Sunshine Key, which is 31 miles south of Fiesta Key, you might want to check that out because the two of them are night and day. But
for sure.
We got back from Key West last night, and we pulled in a little after 11:30, somewhere in there, and now quiet hours there were 10. And normally we're not like that old that we're just, you know, cranky McCrankertons and complain about, you know, those darn kids and their rock and roll music. 11:30 last night, when we pulled in, they had their music bumping, and it wasn't just like 1 or 2 sites, it was like the whole row where we were. And they also around 12:30 we got woken up, or we were in bed and whatever, and there was more of that music going on. It was crazy. I got to leave this morning, and it was just so tight getting out. I mean, that is what it is, but and then just people walking in front of your path when you're trying to leave and everything else. It's definitely a different vibe than what we're accustomed to.
Yeah.
But that being said, happy to be leaving the Keys, heading north, heading towards the Gulf Coast, way up in the Panhandle. I'm happy about that. And I'm also happy in about 3 weeks we start moving on as we get into Alabama. We have a couple of really cool things I want to do there. And then we move into Kentucky and stuff like that. So a lot of things going on, really interesting. But we do want to thank the nice lady who informed us that we had left our basement door open as we were leaving Fiesta Key. That was good to know. And it's like we keep saying ever since we lost the tool that we're going to keep doing walk-arounds, and it's like we forget something every time. And I don't know if it's
because we're staying places longer. We're used to, you lose that routine.
I think that's you're exactly right. This is the difference between being part-time and full-time. So when we were part-time, you were there for a few days and everything's fresh. You start staying 2 and 3 weeks at a place, and it's like it's time.
Yeah.
But I will say this, up here we have the Wii Boost, and I mounted that way up there, and this thing's been holding on tight. And where'd you go, Carrie Ann?
I'm right here. Hey.
And that thing's been holding on and doing a fantastic job, as well as the Halo View rear camera. What a difference that makes going down the highway to be able to see things behind us now, stuff of that just makes that whole thing a lot easier. But the Wii Boost is something interesting because we had that for so long before we installed it. Now I can't imagine not having it because it just seems to help with all that stuff. That was pretty much the rest area update. They have some really cool spots here. If you have a boat, you can boat launch that. You can do all kinds of fishing, anything. Hey, but we are trying, the other update is we're trying out the RV Life Pro app with the Trip Wizard. So far, it seems okay. I like the ability to plan our trip ahead of time. So we've already been able to scout gas stations, and they know we're not sponsored or anything like that. But I like the ability to do the whole trip out. We can check gas stations for clearance before we even map it down. In fact, I've already got the next 3 trips already mapped out. Gas stations, rest stops, and stuff like that.
It was a struggle before that.
Yeah, because you're relying on, like, we've tried Google Maps, we have a Garmin RV GPS, which was good, but still, even with Base Camp was clunky when you tried to do that. But that being said, if the RV Life people could change the voice on the app, we'd be very happy with that.
She's very naggy.
She's very naggy and very robotic. Well, that was update number 1. We'll check back in with you in a little bit, or if we see something great, or I do something that Carrie doesn't agree with. So this is the Everglades and Francis S. Taylor Wildlife Management Area. And boy, this is Florida right here. This is, not only do they have these little education displays, but you're in Florida when you see the airboats right here at the boat launch. Now this here is a setup for, obviously you can go boating, but as you can see up here in the distance, they have these little rampways with these landings that, well, people can fish from. Actually pretty cool. This is the second one we've seen along this stretch of highway here, and there's a few more that continue through. It's definitely one that last time we came from the Keys and we went up to Tampa area, Carrie, we bypassed all this. We just kept driving through. But it's one, you're paying almost $10 if you're towing for the toll. You might as well stop and check out some of the scenery. Everglades are something that I think a lot of people just kind of fly right through. But there's some really cool things here.
Well, go interrupt them fishing, but...
And at some point, I want to do that. I want to get out there and do like a nice airboat tour. But look at this. It's pretty cool.
And still no gators.
And we're not seeing gators here today, but I'll tell you right now, folks, they're out there.
Whoa.
Because there's the things that jumping in that water.
Or did he just cast really good?
And yeah, sometimes it's better off not seeing the gators because they get hungry, But yeah, it's an actual really interesting setup they do here. But we just wanted to pop in and show that to you. And yeah, check you out in a minute. All right, and just like that, with the magic of editing and all that jazz, we've arrived. We are in Encore Village. Now, I'm hoping the buzzards aren't a sign here. My first impressions are, well, I'm not quite sure. This is the entrance here. There's no guard shack, there's no ranger station, and this is a premium site which barely fit the rig with whatever, but it is a concrete pad. So yeah, my first thoughts is this is a trailer park
with a few spots
for RVs, but time shall tell. We do have the cameras up here because I am a little nervous just being right open on the road like that, and I don't know why, but it seems like ever since we started the Thousand Trails journey, I think we got spoiled by those places in Myrtle Beach that weren't Thousand Trails, that had security and patrols and stuff like that, and now when you don't have one, boy, you get a little nervous, but we'll see what happens. I'll do a full review on this place as usual, probably be in our next video, but as of right now, you know, we're really right on someone's house, and we're hooked up, so that's good. Now, the big thing for Carrie and I is that even though I'm very sweaty, hopefully the truck ride over to Costco will cool me off, because we have to get there before they close, because we are in desperate need of meats and all that stuff, because, well, quite frankly, because of her, we went on a bender in Key West, and we had pizza, and we had a half-pound cookie, and no, not a half-pound cookie between us.
Each.
We both had a half-pound cookie, so our diet went totally to crap, but we're gonna, that's the beautiful thing about carnivore, you can jump right back on it. In a few days, we should be straight, but I'm still right around that 20-pound mark. You're right around that 10, 11-pound mark. 12. So someone apparently had cookie magic and it worked. But at any rate, we're going to do that, get some supplies.
4 days.
What's that?
Only took 4 days.
Yeah, well, you know, that happens. So we'll check back in with you guys in the next video. But yeah, you know, before I forget, if you're not already following us on Instagram, check out Carrie. I'll put the thing below here. She handles all our social media, so stop by on Instagram, say hello. Also, you know what? Check it out on Facebook, because Life Redesigned now has a Facebook page.
Yep.
And for those of you that have been asking, how can we support the channel? Because you guys don't do Patreon, you don't have PayPal.
No.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. So you can actually join the channel right below. I think it's like $3.99 a month, and you can be part of the Redesigners Club, which is something that I'm actually pretty excited about, because I'll be handling the startup of that. And if you don't want to do that, and you shop on Amazon, I'll leave a link to the store below. You can shop on Amazon to your heart's content. Just click one of our links first, and we'll earn a small commission. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps support the channel, because all that money, all that ad revenue, the thousands and thousands of dollars that this big channel makes goes right back into the channel. Truth be told, we don't make a whole lot of money, but that's okay. We actually just enjoy making videos, but we'll leave that for people that do other things. So until next video in a few days, I'm a very hyperactive Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And this has been Life Redesigned.